Okay, so we're going to try this trig problem. Cosine, given that sine is this, theta is in the second quadrant. Now, if they had asked me for cosecant, I'd already know the answer. If I was trying to find cosecant and they gave me sine, how would I already have the answer? It would just be the reciprocal, right? But unfortunately, cosine is not the reciprocal of sine or anything like that. So I'm going to have to draw this out. Okay, they told me I'm in quadrant 2. That's helpful. I don't know where in quadrant 2, but that's okay. I'm just going to put a spot there. I'm going to drop a perpendicular to the x-axis, always. And then remember that you have a formula sheet. On that formula sheet, it tells you that sine is y over r. So now you know that y is 3 and r is 5. When I find x, what's going to be true about it? It's going to be negative because I'm in the second quadrant, right? How do I find x? Pythagorean theorem. Or, it's a 3, 4, 5. So instead of having to do out the work, we already know that's not actually going to be 4, though. It's going to be negative 4, right? Because we just said that we are in the second quadrant, so that thing's negative. So that's x, that's y, and that's r. Once you have those 3 numbers, you can find any of your trig functions, right? They're all on your reference sheet. So no matter which one they ask you to find, you've got them. The only way these get harder is if there's a square root. And then you have to fix one of your square roots because you can't have it in the denominator. Okay? Let's do one like that. Let's do one that's a little bit more. Here they just came right out and told you were in quadrant 2. They don't always come right out and tell you. Sometimes it's a mystery and you have to figure it out. So let's do, I don't know. Let's do this one here. So same thing, for this one I have to find all of the other ratios. But they give me cosine of theta is the square root of 5 over 8. And tangent is negative. So what I need to do is I need to figure out what quadrant I'm in. Before I do this, let's just, as soon as you guys get your tests, I would probably draw myself this little reminder thing about which ones are positive where. What was our little saying? All students teach calculus. Which is very funny because in your book, I found out, according to Mr. Bale, in chapter 2, they say all students take calculus. But how close? How funny that that's in your book. But anyway, that's how you know who's positive in each quadrant. It's all of these and their reciprocals, right? A stands for all, so everybody's positive there. This one was sine, and if sine's positive, who else is? Cosecant, it's reciprocal. That's tangent, and then it's reciprocal, which is cotangent. C, of course, is cosine, and it's reciprocal, which is secant. Those are the ones that are positive in each quadrant. Everything else is negative. So when I'm looking at this problem, cosine's positive. That's some positive number. Tangent's negative. Where is cosine positive, but tangent is negative? 4. That's how I know what quadrant I'm in. Okay? I look at the signs tell me, I know exactly where I'm at. So, I'm somewhere in quadrant 4. So when I go ahead, put some dot in quadrant 4, make my triangle. Okay? If you look at your reference sheet, it will tell you that cosine is x over r. Hi.
Hello, Miss Avia. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Ooh.
Yes, and we're recording, so you're live on video.
Excellent.
Well, on audio, I guess.
On audio.
Yeah.
I was nosing. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
I was nosing around on the teacher shared,
Yeah.
and you have a radical Jeopardy game.
Oh.
May I steal it?
Of course you can.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
oh, feel free. Anything
appreciate
that's
it.
on there, you don't even have to ask.
Thank
Take
you.
whatever you want. Okay, so I've got x over r. So this right here is x. Is it positive or negative? It's positive. It's positive right there too, right? So that's a radical 5. R is here. My y value is going to be negative, right? So once I find out what y is, it's going to be negative. This time it's not quite so easy. I don't have a 3, 4, 5. I'm going to have to do out some math, right? So just be careful. Square root of 5 squared plus whatever y is going to get me 8 squared. What is the square root of 5 squared? 5. 5 plus y squared equals 64. Minus 5 minus 5. Y squared equals 59. Now what? Square root. And we've been talking about this. There's two roots, a positive and negative. Which one are we taking? Negative in this case because y is negative. I can't simplify the square root of 59, right? I don't think there's any perfect square factors that go into 59. So I'll just have negative square root 59 for my y value, right? So I have r, x, and y. Once you have all three, you can find any of the 6. So let's just say you were going to find tangent, right? So on your formula sheet, it even tells you that tangent is equal to y over x, right? So it'd be a negative root 59 over root 5, but you're not going to leave your answer like this. You're going to, yes, so you'll have to multiply by root 5 over root 5. So I don't know what 59 times 5 is, but I get negative square root of 295 over 5. Can that be simplified? I actually know that it can't, because if 59 can't and 5 can't, then their product can't. So I'm done. There's my tangent. Same thing for any of the other 6 that you needed to find, right? Just put whatever number over whatever number and then rationalize the denominator if you need to. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay.